Success, just that word alone lights a fire in so many people. It's a word we chase, a vision we hold in our hearts, a dream we sacrifice everything for. We want the recognition, the freedom, the power. We want the applause, the respect, the validation, and so we run, we grind, we push through pain, through exhaustion, through disappointment. We convince ourselves that once we arrive, once we hit that goal, make that money, reach that milestone, then we'll finally be happy. Then we'll finally feel enough. But what happens when you reach the top and there's nothing there? What happens when the applause fades, the crowd goes home, and you're left with the echo of your own thoughts? And those thoughts are screaming that something's missing. That is the cruelest moment of all, when you've won the race but the trophy feels hollow, when you've achieved the dream but your soul feels numb. That, my friend, is what I call the ultimate failure. Because success without fulfillment is not success. It's a slow, silent kind of suffering, and it's everywhere. Look around. The world is filled with people who are outwardly successful but inwardly empty. Entrepreneurs who built empires but lost themselves. Celebrities who seem to have it all but are drowning in depression. Performers who checked every box society told them to: degrees, careers, families, wealth. And yet they lie awake at night wondering why they still feel broken inside. Why? Because they achieved everything the world told them they should want, but they never stopped to ask if it actually mattered to them. You see, real success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about what you experience while achieving it. It's about the feeling behind the outcome, because at the end of the day, all we really want is a feeling. You don't want $1 million just to have paper in your hand. You want the feeling of freedom, of security, of significance. You don't want to be famous just for the sake of it. You want the feeling of being seen, being valued, being loved, and that's the lie so many people fall for. They chase the form and forget the feeling. They climb mountains only to realize they were climbing the wrong one. Fulfillment doesn't come from the outside, it's built from the inside. It doesn't show up when you reach a goal. It shows up when you align your life with who you truly are. When you live in a way that honors your values, when you grow, when you give, when you become the person you were born to be, not the one you were conditioned to become. Fulfillment is a soul-level experience. And no amount of external success can fake it. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Not busy, not productive, alive. That feeling when your heart is open, your mind is clear, your body is energized, and your spirit feels on fire. That's fulfillment. That's the sign you're on the right path. That's the compass you need to follow, not the one society hands you. We've all been fed the myth that achievement equals happiness, that if we just work hard enough, sacrifice enough, grind long enough, we'll finally make it. But have you ever noticed that the goalposts keep moving? You hit one goal and another appears. You make 1 million and now you want 10. You get recognition and now you want legacy. It's never enough because the outside can't fix the inside. You can't fill a spiritual void with material things. It doesn't matter how much you achieve if you feel dead inside while doing it. There are people who wake up every day with billions in the bank, and yet they're riddled with anxiety, stress, and fear. And then there are people with nothing who smile from the depths of their soul. What's the difference? Fulfillment. One lives from alignment, the other lives from expectation. You can work yourself to the bone chasing someone else's definition of success, only to realize it was never yours to begin with. And what's worse, you'll lose years, sometimes decades, before you wake up to it. That's why you've got to check in with your soul regularly, not just your schedule, not just your bank account. Ask yourself, is this feeding me? Is this path making me more of who I really am? Or am I sacrificing my spirit to prove something to the world? True fulfillment doesn't come from proving. It comes from being real, being present, being connected to something greater than yourself, being in the moment with the people you love, being honest about what matters most. It comes from growth, from knowing you're becoming more every single day. It comes from contribution, from knowing your life is making a difference in someone else's. And it comes from alignment, from knowing your daily actions reflect your deepest truth. Don't fall for the trap of chasing shiny things. Don't mistake movement for meaning. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're fulfilled. Just because you're winning in the world's eyes doesn't mean you're winning in your own. Because success without meaning is just another form of pain, a prettier prison, and the worst part, it's a prison you built with your own hands. It's easy to get addicted to the grind, to the rush of achievement, to the dopamine hit of progress, But you've got to stop and ask, am I chasing significance or surrender? Am I chasing power or purpose? Because if you're chasing success to become someone, you'll never get there. Real success comes when you realize you are already someone, and everything you build from that place becomes an extension of your truth, not a mask to hide behind. You're not here to impress, you're here to express. You're not here to meet the expectations of others, you're here to exceed your own potential. You're not here to win by the world's standards, you're here to win the game of your own soul. That's what fulfillment is. It's soul-level victory, and here's the truth. You can have both. You can be wildly successful and deeply fulfilled, but only if you prioritize the feeling behind the success, not just the outcome. Only if you make decisions based on your values, not just your goals. Only if you stay rooted in who you are while reaching for more. That means saying no to things that look good but don't feel right. It means choosing peace over popularity, depth over hype, truth over trend. It means walking away from money if it costs your integrity, walking away from applause if it silences your voice, walking away from people who praise your success but poison your soul. Fulfillment takes courage, because it means living authentically in a world that rewards imitation. It means making choices that sometimes look crazy to others, but feel crystal clear to you. It means trusting your gut even when your mind is scared. It means choosing the long road over the shortcut, the meaningful over the convenient, the soul over the surface. You've got one life, one shot, one chance to create something that feels real. Don't waste it chasing someone else's definition of success. Don't waste it trying to impress people who don't even know your heart. Don't waste it building a life that looks perfect on the outside but feels like a lie on the inside. You want to live fully? Then chase fulfillment with the same hunger you've chased success. Ask yourself every single day, what will make me proud, not just productive? What will make me peaceful, not just powerful? What will light me up, not just light up my bank account? What will leave a legacy, not just a resume? Because at the end of your life, no one is going to care how many followers you had. No one is going to count your trophies. No one's going to be impressed by your net worth. What they'll remember is how you made them feel. How present you were, how much of your heart you gave, how boldly you lived. That's fulfillment, and that's the only scoreboard that matters. So take a breath, step back, reconnect with your why, reconnect with your values, reconnect with your soul, and if the path you're on doesn't bring you alive, it's time to choose a new one, because success without fulfillment is not just a waste of effort, it's a betrayal of your own spirit. And you were born for more than that. You were born for meaning, for purpose, for joy, for depth, for truth. Success isn't the enemy, but it can become a trap if you forget what it's for. Use your success as a tool, not a target. Let it be the byproduct of living fully, not the reason you're living at all. Because when you build your life around fulfillment, you don't just achieve more. You become more. You radiate something the world can't ignore. You become a force of nature, unshakable, unstoppable, alive, and that, my friend, is the real definition of success. So here's the truth that most people will never tell you. You can have all the money, the fame, the status, and still feel completely bankrupt inside. But when you live with purpose, when your actions reflect your deepest values, when you rise every morning with a mission that fuels your soul, that is success that can never be taken away. Because the world can strip you of your titles, your possessions, your achievements, but it can never take away the fire inside you that comes from living a life of meaning. Don't settle for a life that looks good on the outside but feels empty inside. Don't chase goals that cost you your soul. Demand more from your life. Choose fulfillment over approval. Choose purpose over pressure. Choose to be fully alive instead of just looking successful. Because in the end, it's not what you achieve that defines your life, it's who you become. And when who you become fills you with pride, peace, and power, that's the kind of success that lasts forever. Make the choice now, not tomorrow. Now, redefine success on your terms. Build a life that not only wins, but one that deeply matters. That's the only victory worth fighting for.